Hello, welcome to LGBTQ Cultural Competency and Client Representation by Quimbee. This is Colleen Quinn. I'm a lawyer in Richmond, Virginia, practicing at my law firm of Block and Quinn, and I've been in practice for 32 years. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about because I represent quite a number of LGBTQI clients, and making sure that we are culturally competent and make them feel comfortable as our clients is really critically important. As an aside, I belong to the LGBT bar, also to the Virginia Equality Bar Association, and I'm one of the allies with Equality Virginia, having worked with them for many years, including getting favorable legislation passed in Virginia for LGBTQ families. In particular, I'm quite proud that this past year we got a second parent adoption bill passed in Virginia, working with Equality Virginia. So let's launch into our topic today and talk a little bit about cultural competency. What are we going to cover? We're going to cover the use of appropriate language with LGBTQ clients and ensure that you have a welcoming law office. We're going to recognize what is necessary to make our clients feel comfortable when they are in our law office. And we're also going to make sure that the other staff in our law office use the same terminology and likewise are culturally competent. So we want to be educated, and we also want to educate our team. We want to respect our clients and also our prospective clients by knowing and using proper and respectful terminology. So I've included among your slides, there's one of my favorite slides, which has the rainbow flags that basically says, we are all the same inside. I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I am bisexual, I am transgender, I am like you, I am human. We need to respect the humanity that we all have. Let's look at the letters now. What do the letters mean? You should know the letters. Some of them are pretty well known and obvious, but others are not quite as well known. First of all, L stands for lesbian, G stands for gay, B is bisexual, T is transgender, Q is queer or questioning, I is intersex, G and C is gender nonconforming, and A typically refers to asexual. Now, sexual orientation and gender identity are two different concepts, and it's really important to understand the difference between the two concepts. Sexual orientation is who you go home to. Gender identity is who you go home as. So let's focus on what is gender identity. Gender identity is basically one's innermost concept of self as male, female, a blend of both, or neither. It's how individuals perceive themselves and refer to themselves. Gender identity can be the same or different from someone's assigned sex at birth. Some people might know of a really famous actress who basically her parents chose at birth that she would be female, although they could have gone either way. What's the difference between gender identity and sexual orientation? Gender identity is which gender you identify or don't identify with, and sexual orientation is who you are romantically, physically, emotionally, or sexually attracted to. Sam Killerman says, quote, gender is who you go to bed as, sex is who you go to bed with. A good view of looking at gender identity versus sexual orientation is the genderbread person. Not the gingerbread person, but the genderbread person. And this is in one of the slides that we've included in the materials. That basically there are different spectrums of gender identity, gender expression, biological sex, and sexual orientation. And everything basically works on a spectrum. So gender identity can be on the one spectrum, woman, or on the other spectrum, man, or in the middle, gender queer. Gender expression, on the one hand, could be feminine, and on the other hand, masculine, or in the middle, androgynous. Biological sex, of course, can be female on the one hand, or male on the other, or in the middle is intersex. So sexual orientation generally ranges from heterosexual on the one end to homosexual on the other, and then bisexual in the middle. But the genderbread person gives us a nice diagram and visual idea of the different spectrums on each of these different scales.